Thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel. My name is Paula Jean, and this is where I'll be making family recipes and trying new and exciting recipes. So grab your pad and pencil and let's get cooking. Tonight we're going to be making shrimp and grits. You must be saying, what does this northern girl think she's doing? Making a southern dish. But I did live in the South for 8 years, so it's got to count for something, right? So I have a large saucepan right here, and I'm going to be bringing 2 cups of chicken broth, 2 cups of 2% milk, 1/3 of a cup of butter, and let me just cut this up just a touch. Three-quarters of a teaspoon of salt, but I'm probably going to use a little less because I use chicken bouillon, so we'll do a little less. And some pepper. The recipe calls for 1/2 teaspoon, but I'm just going to give it a couple of whirls of the grinder. Now I got this recipe from Taste of Home. I've wanted to make it for, I would say, a good 13 years. But I wanted to make sure that I had a good recipe, because you have to agree with me that one person might think something is delicious and the other person might not. So like I've said before, if I go searching for recipes, I usually try to find something that has a high rating. And Taste of Home usually has some really excellent recipes. All right, we're going to wait for this to boil, and I'll be back. All right, well, this did come to a boil, and let me just tell you, keep your eyes on it, because in the wink of an eye, it came to the top, and just as I was pulling it off the burner, some came out on the burner. So just keep your eyes on it. All right, I've got this on a different burner, and let's get this back up to a boil. I have 3/4 of a cup of old-fashioned grits. Grits is made from hominy, which is made from corn. It is corn. All right, let's stir this in. And I use a whisk just because I don't want any lumps. Now I'm going to put the lid on and I'm going to let it cook. And it's going to cook for about 12 to 14 minutes. So while that's cooking, I'm going to continue with the rest of the recipe. Alright, while my grits are cooking, I'm going to fry up 8 slices of bacon. That's only 4. Let me get the other. I started these 4 in the microwave because you know how much I hate frying stuff that splatters. And I'm cooking on a burner that I hate. It's one of those dual burners. It just never heats up properly. So while that is cooking, we're going to finish up our grits here. Now, I'm going to move it back. And you see the mess on my burner that I have to clean up. See that? Oh. Alright, my grits are nice and creamy. The first time, before I lived in the South, well, I did actually live in the South, and I traveled all along Route 13 over to California. And that's the first time I ever tried grits, and when I saw them, as the northern girl I am, I took a bowl and I put lots of sugar on them and milk. And I ate them like cream of wheat. And you know, it worked. Alright, I have 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese that I'm going to put in here. And stir this all in. When I lived in Kentucky, I used to have a dear friend who has since passed away. And she was more like a mother figure to me. She was about 20 years older than me. And we used to take little trips here and there and stop and have lunch. And we stopped at this really nice restaurant in this little town. I can't even remember the name of the town. And she ordered shrimp and grits. And when I saw that, it looked so good. That's when I decided I had to make myself some. Alright, that cheese is in here. And now I'm just going to set that off to the side. Put the lid on. And move you back over here. And I won't bore you with cooking my bacon, but I'll come back when it's all done. Okay, this bacon is done. So I'm going to remove the bacon from the pan and leave about 4 teaspoons of bacon fat in there. Now to this, I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of garlic. And about a teaspoon of Cajun seasoning. And my shrimp. Now, if you're using raw shrimp, make sure you devein them and remove the tails. So I don't have to cook these, they're already cooked. And we're just going to let them sit in this for a little bit. Heat up and get some of this great stuff on top. You saw me lift up my pan when I put the garlic in it. It's because, like I said, I'm cooking on this dual burner, and it's like there is no controlling the heat. It seems like everything is on high. When I put it on low, it's still on high. All right, now I'm going to stir some of this up. Okay, now this recipe serves 4. So let me get some of my grits in the bowl. There. Now, you're supposed to sprinkle scallions on top that have been sliced up. But I don't have any scallions, so I'm just going to sprinkle some parsley on the top just to give it a little color. Alright, let's take a bite of this. Got my grits. Let's see. I'll take some grits and a shrimp. This is really good. You know, when I went to Florida too in December, my son lives in Jacksonville, and he took me to this seafood restaurant that was really phenomenal. And it was a type of restaurant that you would walk in, and it had like picnic tables and plaid tablecloths, and they had grits, cheesy grits, that were available for a side. And I ordered some because I was curious, and they were really good. So I'm really happy with this recipe. All you northerners need to try it. I think you're gonna like it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget, click on the bell so you'll receive a notification every time I upload a video. Hope everyone is staying safe. God bless. Just me again. You know, If I don't have something in front of my face, I forget about it. Well, I turned around and looked, and there was the bacon sitting on the counter. So, this is what you do with the bacon. You sprinkle it all over the top. Now, how good is this going to be?